This show is brought to you by NMDC Group.
Oil prices surged $3 today, and Egypt's reportedly in talks with the IMF to boost funding. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. Oil prices surged $3 today after the U.S. tightened its sanctions program against Russian crude exports. It raised supply concerns in an already tight market, with global inventories forecast to decline through the fourth quarter. Brent futures pushed towards $89 a barrel, and West Texas reached towards $86. Despite fluctuations throughout the week in both benchmarks, Brent is set for a weekly gain of around 5%, while WTI is set to climb over 3.5%. Occupancy levels in Dubai's hotel sector rose 7% in the first 8 months of this year to 75.7%. A new Cavendish Maxwell report citing STR data puts the Emirates hotel sector among the world's highest occupancy rates, matching pre-pandemic levels. The consultancy estimates Dubai will see 40 new hotels this year, taking the total number to 853. Egypt is reportedly in talks with the IMF on augmenting its rescue program to more than $5 billion. Any announcement on a potential increase from the $3 billion secured last year would only come after Egypt completes its 2 delayed program reviews. No final decision has been made. Meanwhile, the heads of the IMF and the World Bank are urging member nations to boost funding to help poorer countries combat poverty and climate change. At their Morocco meetings, World Bank President Ajay Banga said, "We face declining progress in our fight against poverty. We face an existential climate crisis, food insecurity, fragility, a fledgling pandemic recovery, and we are all feeling the effects of conflict well beyond the front lines." Banga said intertwined challenges and geopolitical complexity are exacerbating inequality. And the IMF says China's weak recovery and its property crisis could further dent Asia's economic prospects. It says in the near term, the sharp adjustment in China's heavily indebted property sector and the resulting slowdown in economic activity will likely spill over to the region. The IMF says it will particularly impact commodity exporters with close trade links to China. It says a more protracted real estate crisis and limited policy response in China will deepen the regional slowdown. JP Chase's profit rose to $13.15 billion in Q3 as higher interest rates boosted its income from loans. It compares with $9.74 billion in Q3 2022. The Fed's interest rate increases bolstered its net interest income as it rose 30% to $22.9 billion. JP Morgan's earnings also got a boost from its acquisition of First Republic Bank in May that added around $173 billion of loans to its balance sheet. Britain finally cleared Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard today. The go-ahead came after it forced the Xbox maker to sell the streaming rights to games, including Call of Duty, to address its competition concerns. The deal was blocked in April by the British regulator, which said it could give Microsoft a monopoly over the nascent cloud gaming market. But the regulator reconsidered after Microsoft agreed to sell the streaming rights to Activision's games to Ubisoft Entertainment. Now let's take a look at today's Forbes Real-Time Billionaires ranking, which tracks the daily wins and losses of the world's wealthiest people. Our biggest loser today is LVMH's Bernard Arnault. He's down $3.9 billion and now has net wealth of $176.8 billion. Our second biggest loser today is Elon Musk, down $2.9 billion, now with $258.7 billion. And our third place loser is bottled water mogul Zhong Shanshan, down $1.9 billion with net wealth of $61.8 billion. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest Billionaires news. And NASA is launching a spacecraft from Florida to Psyche today. Psyche is a distant metal-rich asteroid that's the solar system's largest known metallic object. It's thought to be the remnant core of an ancient protoplanet. The Psyche probe, folded inside the cargo bay of a SpaceX rocket, is scheduled for blastoff tonight from NASA's Kennedy Space Center on a planned journey of 3.5 billion kilometers. It's expected to reach its target on the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter in just 6 years. I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.
This show is brought to you by NMDC Group.